Hello, my lovely Capricorn, and welcome to your moon reading. This is a full moon reading, actually. We are facing one of those tomorrow, and people are crazy right now. They're feeling it. I can feel the vibe. But I just wanted to go ahead and try to get some of these up as the full moon is approaching us and try to see what we've got going on for you here. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and take the rest with a grain. I did want to mention, and this is completely unrelated and not a sales pitch, so take it or leave it, but I did want to mention, I promised my 8-year-old son, he got a candle making kit for Christmas. He is making these little candles. They're obviously not professional. You can see there's a little crack across it, but it does melt down and burn perfectly. He used my essential oils, so they are very well scented, I will say. He made this one lemon sugar cookie, and it smells fantastic, and they burn great. But he did want to sell some of those so he could buy Easter presents and birthday presents. So if you have any interest in those whatsoever, let me know in the comments. I can either put them on my Etsy shop, which is linked in my bio, or I can, you know, we can do a PayPal or something like that for them if you have any interest whatsoever. He just wants to try to make them and sell them for some extra cash. Again, just so you know, they aren't perfect. Obviously, as you can see, there was a little crack in that one, but it does burn down perfect. They are in a metal tin, and they do smell good. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to your reading here, and hopefully you will enjoy this, and it will give you some information here. So let's get at it. The first position in the 7-card moon circle is what you're facing now. The second position is what got you into this. The third position is what's keeping you into it, or kind of like a challenge card in typical tarot. Fourth card is your optimal outcome if you follow the 5th, 6th, and 7th cards. And do not worry if you cannot see this, because we will go through them one by one to hopefully get you some answers. If you are feeling some shifts during this full moon cycle, or from the change of Pluto into Aquarius, which we all are feeling some shifts from that, or at least I am, and I've heard from many and most that they are. Your first position is gratitude. So when I'm looking at this card and feeling it, the first thing I'm seeing here is that you guys are feeling just defeated, okay? And I hate to say that, but, oh, Capricorn, I feel like you're feeling very defeated, okay? I feel like for many of you, you feel like you guys have been just busting your humps for people, left, right, and center, whether it's at work, at home, friends, family, loved ones. I don't care if it's charities, churches, whatever. I just feel like you've really gone above and beyond, and no one seems to be appreciating it, or at least they're not showing it, right? Maybe your, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, husband, wife, whatever it may be, just, you feel really taken for granted, okay? That's just how I feel right now, is that it's just like, and maybe it's not something that you normally get either, right? Like, you aren't a person who normally expects gratitude. You don't usually even get gratitude. So it's not like it's super out of the norm for you, but right now it's just hitting you harder than normal. And I do think part of that is the change from the shift, okay? The 15-year cycle shift, because part of that shift, okay, is about coming into what we want, right? More about, I don't want to say it's more about me, me, me time, but it kind of is, right? Part of that shift for a lot of us is coming into more of a realization of self, and what can we do for ourselves? What do we deserve? What do we want? And more kind of like, we want to kind of be appreciated. We want to not give so much without getting anything in return. And we're starting to realize that, a lot of us, right? We're starting to realize, hey, you know, for the past X, Y, and Z amount of years, we've been just giving and not getting anything back, right? In relationships, at work, we're taken for granted. And I think that that is where you're starting to feel this, right? And it may even be that it's just that time for you too of the year. Maybe you've taken on extra, maybe, you know, new sports started, maybe you've done extra things, you know, above and beyond what you normally do too. And so you're kind of expecting a little bit more of like, hey, thanks, you know, hey, You know, appreciate your effort, appreciate your work, anything, right? At this point, you'd be like, anything. I'd appreciate anything. And you're getting literally nothing, right? And, you know, maybe like somebody forgot your birthday. Somebody forgot your, like, you know, your anniversary. Somebody forgot your, like, work anniversary, whatever it may be. Okay. I don't know what it is, but somebody forgot something, right? This past year, this past month, this past whatever. And you're just like, it's like been ongoing. This is like ongoing. And you're starting to think back and remember these things, right? You're remembering. You're like, gosh, they forgot my birthday last year. They forgot my anniversary. They forgot, you know, Mother's Day. They forgot, like, hello, I'm a human being, right? And I feel like it's all starting to mount up, but you're starting to get like really annoyed by it. So like what's kept you, or what's gotten you into this is faith, right? And you're like, well, how does faith get me into trouble, right? Well, I think that the situation is that you have so much faith in humanity that you just do so much for people without expecting anything in return. And you have for so long that people just expect that of you, right? You've set a bar. And it's almost like, I don't know how to say it without sounding like a horrible person, but you've been too nice and now people expect you to just be their servant. Like, and that sounds awful, but it's almost like, because you want to be nice. People want to be nice. I want everybody to be nice people, but when people start taking it for granted, it's kind of like, dang, you know, but it's like you have faith that people will, you know, appreciate you. And so you keep doing these things because you're like, I want to be a good person. I want to have faith that the general population is good, that everybody is nice, that they would do the same thing for me, that everybody cares about everybody. And that's lovely and wonderful. But when you set a precedent, right, for so long that, you know, it's kind of like, I saw a meme once, and this is kind of sidetracked, and I'm so sorry I'm doing this, but I have to tell you, because I saw this meme, and maybe you guys have seen it, where this guy is like, you got to see this magic table I've got. Every time I go to bed, I just stack it up and it cleans itself. And the poor woman is cleaning this table, his girlfriend, I guess, every single night. And she's like so exhausted because she's cleaning this table every night. And he's like, sometimes I just stack it up twice as much just to see what'll happen if it'll keep cleaning itself. And she's getting more and more stressed because he just keeps doing it. He thinks it's magically cleaning itself, right? And this poor woman's doing all the work. So it's just because he's oblivious to the fact that she's having to do all this because he's so used to her doing it. He takes it for granted, right? So it's kind of like that lesson, right? And I think that's kind of what's happening to you. And you've had so much faith that everybody's like noticing all your stuff that they've almost stopped noticing. They just expect you'll do everything, right? You just have done it so long that, oh, it just gets done, magically gets done. Mom does it, girlfriend does it, wife does it, husband does it, dad does it, whoever you are, right? You do it, right? So what's keeping you in this is the realization, right? You're realizing that there are more options out there for you that are probably a whole lot better. But at the same time, you're like, you know, I don't know how to get there, because at the same time, you're also realizing that you don't want to leave these people. These are your people. These are your tribe. You don't want to leave that significant other. You don't want to leave that work environment, maybe. Maybe you don't want to leave that, but you want them to recognize, right? You want that other side to be this same situation, just nicer, right? You don't want to leave. You just want it to kind of flip the script and be appreciative, right? Which is kind of different, because for a lot of people, it's like, no, I want out of here. And I don't feel that with you. I feel like you have that faith and you keep holding on to that faith. Like, I just want them to appreciate me. So, you know, your optimal outcome is sovereignty, and sovereignty in this deck is specifically about you taking back your power, your authority, your strength, your dominance. And I think that is absolutely what needs to happen. I think that's absolutely what will happen if you do what you're supposed to. But I think that's absolutely what needs to happen, is that you have been kind of walked all over. And until you let people see that, listen, I'm a human being, I'm working my tail off, you give me no respect, you give me no, you know, appreciation, you know, it's kind of like that, what would they do without me, you know, kind of It's a Wonderful Life situation, until you see what it's like without somebody, you know, people they don't care, right? So I feel like this is going to be your optimal outcome, but how do you get there, right? You're like, lady, stop talking and just tell me how to get there, right? Well, okay, first of all, you need to take pleasure in something that you like. That's number one. And by take pleasure in this, I am not telling you to go do something ridiculous. I'm not saying go cheat on your spouse. I'm not telling you to go, you know, quit your job and run off to Bora Bora or do anything crazy. Please do not take that as what I'm saying. But what I am saying is, you know what? If there are specific things that you know aren't going to destroy things, but could be left a little bit, okay? The laundry, the dishes, maybe you don't show up for that meeting that, you know, is for charitable events that they just expect you to run, or maybe you don't accidentally show up to take the kids to practice one night because, hey, one practice is not going to kill them if they miss it, you know, something like that. That's not going to be a big, you know, make or break, earth shattering, right? But is going to let them go, hey, wait, what's happening? What's going on? Why isn't the everyday, always there, everything's already done situation not happening? And you go take yourself to get a massage, go to the movies, go shopping, something you enjoy for an hour for yourself, because nobody else is taking care of you, right? Nobody else is. You've got to show yourself some self-love and let them see what it's like when you're missing for a minute, right? And again, not saying something that's going to break your family unit, not saying something that's going to destroy your work environment, but I'm saying, you know, instead of, if you're one of those people who every day you stay after work while everybody else leaves at, you know, 4:45 on the penny, and you stay till 6 to make sure that everything is tied up in a nice, perfect bow for your team, while everybody else has gone home without thinking twice about it and they're off at happy hour, maybe you leave at 4:45 every day. And when stuff doesn't get done, you go, I'm part of a team. Where were they? Right? And you go to happy hour, right? So maybe you let them see, what's it like when you aren't picking up everybody's slack? Maybe when somebody else has to actually do something that they think magically gets done, all their laundry done, folded, hung, all their dishes, dinner magically cooked, work magically done and tied up into a bow perfectly, charity events done, taxi driving to school events, or, you know, sports done, everything done, right? Because you're out taking care of yourself for a minute, since nobody else seems to notice that you deserve a little bit of appreciation. Then maybe they'll start to kind of take notice, right? Then you require the change, right? Then this is when they start noticing things, they start questioning, you explain. This is where you say, things are changing, things are going to change, right? I have been taken for granted. This is when you flat out tell them, things need to change. I have been doing everything. I am not here to wait on you hand and foot. You know, I am a human being too. While you're out playing golf, while you're out playing soccer, while you're doing this, while you're doing that, while you're whatever, watching TV, whatever it may be, I'm doing X, Y, Z all the time. It doesn't magically get done. I'm tired of doing everything all the time and getting zero appreciation. It needs to change. You need to be the change, right? If you want to see the change, you got to request the change, right? You got to bring it to their attention. Because right here, they're going to be almost perplexed, right? What's happening? Then you're going to tell them, okay? Then new beginnings come, right? This is where the people who really care, and there may be some people who don't care, right? And that's okay. That's 100% okay, because that's where you're taking the negative energy, the negative people that you don't need in your life out anyway. Because listen, if they don't respect you enough to realize that they need to show you some appreciation after all you've done, even when you are taking some time for yourself and things don't get done, so they know you're the one behind all the work, and they still don't give you appreciation, then you don't need them in your life anyway. Then that's a toxic environment. They're a toxic person. Let them go, okay? But otherwise, this is where the people who do care about you will start making new changes, right? New beginnings. Maybe your kids will start offering, hey, mom, we can help you with the dishes. Your significant other might, hey, I can help take the kids to X, Y, or Z, you know, practice, games, you know, this or that. Maybe, you know, somebody else might say, hey, I noticed you didn't make it to this meeting. If you need me to pick up the ball on a couple things at the charity event, the church event, the, you know, whatever, after whatever event, you know, there you go. Maybe one of your coworkers will go, hey, you know, if you're having some scheduling, maybe I could take that off your plate and help a little bit too. I know you've done it every day for the last 15 years, you know, and I appreciate that. You know, this is where you might start seeing some new beginnings. And if you don't, like I said, that's where you're separating the people you need around you from the people you don't want around you anyway. You do not want people who do not value you or respect you around you anyway. They are just feeding off your energy, sucking your energy dry, and you do not need them, want them, or get rid of them, right? But when that happens, when those people that you do see change, you do feel supporting you, showing their appreciation, realizing, light bulb going off, ding, this person's been there for me. This person does stuff. This person takes care of everything. They always have lunches, food, bills, driving us places, cleaning, laundry, everything. Holy crap, I want to help too, you know, because this person does deserve a night at the movies, a massage, a drink after work, whatever, right? This is when you get to take back some sovereignty, right? This is when you get to kind of sit back on your empress chair for a moment and see the fruits of your labor around you kind of grow and work without having to absolutely beat yourself into the ground, right? That's what you want, and that's what you're going to get. And the rest of them can go pound sand, right? Anybody else who says, I don't care, you can quit. I don't want to see it. I don't want to help you. I don't want to do anything. You know what? If you can't be there every single day, then we don't want you on this charity board. We don't want you at this church function. We don't want you at this. We don't want you that. If you can't stay after every day for work till 6 o'clock, even though the rest of your team leaves at 4:45 and tie everything up in a nice bow, then you can quit. Okay, bye. Because you don't need that. You don't need that. You don't need to have somebody using you, abusing you, toxic environment, energy suckers. You don't need that. Take back your authority. You're better than that, okay? So I hope this resonated with you. If it did, please do like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell. You deserve to be treated with respect and gratitude. You'll work your tail off. I feel it in this reading, and I know it. So hopefully this resonated with you, and I hope to see you back super, super soon for your Celtic spirit reading that I will resume after we get all the full moon energy up. And please stay safe, because those full moon people out there are going absolutely mental. At least the ones that were driving by my Walgreens today. I just wanted a candy bar. Okay. Anyway, have a good one. Bye.